right, welcome into the weekly warehouse preview. Talking into my phone this week. Sometimes you got to improvise, survive, and adapt. We're going to start off with some beautiful Discmania. We've got some very cool Discmania molds to show off today. First of all, we've got some splices here with a new stamp on there. I'm not really sure what they're going for. It scares me, but very cool, very original. That one's used.
That one's flipping out.
We also have it in yellow. I just missed the box. We also have Link in the exact same stamp. I don't know if there's been premium links in this plastic, in like the Neo plastic before, but it feels pretty good. I like to throw Judges, so I feel like I could also enjoy throwing the Link in a premium plastic. Might have to give that one a try. We have a new mold in the Active line, which is the Mermaid, A+ disc name. Pretty cool stamp on there. This one right now is just in the active base plastic. Looks like it'd be a good like beginner fairway driver if you're looking to get a disc for somebody who's just getting into disc golf for Christmas. This could be a great option. Feels very comfortable in the hand. Shouldn't be too difficult to throw, the Mermaid. And then the disc that probably people are the most excited about in our latest restock here is the Lone Howl 3. This is a Metal Flake Sea Lime PD, the Colton Montgomery series. We've got this in a few different colors. These ones will go quick, so if you're seeing this now, you're going to want to grab one if you want one. This is probably going to be the most overstable PD that they have right now because the normal Sea Line ones are very overstable. Typically, Metal Flake ones are even more overstable. I don't know why that is. It's just a fact. So these are probably going to be incredibly overstable PDs. So if that's something you're into, I personally am, then you're gonna want to check out the Lone Howl 3. All right, so we've got a kind of a general Trilogy restock in, so I want to highlight a few molds that we've got. One is the Culprit. If you haven't thrown the Culprit, we actually still have, looks like we still have some of the proto Culprits in here, so if you're into the kind of collectability of that. Culprits are kind of like, they kind of remind me of the Yarn from Casaplast. They're like kind of one of those overstable approach discs that are a little bit shallower and a little bit wider diameter, so they feel kind of closer to a mid-range, but still kind of have that like zone like flight to it. So if that's something you're looking for, we've got that right now. Another one, this is one we got a restock in, and it's a personal favorite of mine. This is a very overlooked disc, the Diamond. Okay, so the Diamond from Latitude 64. A lot of people are going to look at this disc. They're super light. They're going to see easy to use driver, and they're going to think, oh, beginner disc. Correct. This is probably the number one disc that would hand to a beginner that has never played disc golf, especially somebody younger or who has less arm speed, because it's like the flippiest disc known to man. However, I bag a Diamond probably like 80% of the time. I have a bag of Diamond because discs like this are very cool for a few things. Number one, if you're trying to figure out how to throw rollers, if you're not great at rollers like I'm not, this is a disc that you can just throw flat and hard and it'll just roll for you. It's just, you don't have to like give it any angle, put any extra work into it. It just rolls. Number two thing you can use it for is shots where you have like tight spots where you can't really get a lot of speed on the disc, but you need it to kind of get a full flight. I could be in a pinch where I can only move my arm a little bit and just barely flick my wrist, and I could get this to do a full hyzer flip to turn and fade because it's that unstable. So this is a really cool utility disc, and it's just so fun to have discs that have extreme flights to them, whether they be overstable or understable. It's really cool just to see what you can do with this disc. I mean, I can throw this thing way up in the sky on a huge hyzer and get a massive turnover out of it. Like, it's just very fun to play around with. We've got a bunch of different colors right now. The Diamond is a blast if you haven't tried it out. Another disc that we have plenty of right now is the Truth. I think this mid gets left behind a little bit in the mid-range conversation. You know, people talk about rocks, buzzes. Those are definitely the two big ones people talk about. And I think people forget about the Truth. These are EMAC Truths, so I don't even know if they even really produce like the stock, just normal Truths anymore, but the EMAC Truth has just a little bit more stability to it. But I would say that these fly just as good as like a buzz and a rock. They really just go dead straight and then have just a little bit of fade at the end, and then you can beat them into kind of hyzer flip. When I was with Team Dynamic for a year, I threw a ton of Truths, so I know them really well, and it's a fantastic disc. I think people just kind of leave it by the wayside. A lot of people just reach for the other popular mids, but EMAC Truths are fantastic. We have them in lucid plastic. We have a bunch in fusion. It's just a great mold overall, and it's a really workable disc, one that I would highly recommend. Another one that we have in stock right now that we talked about, I think last week, we still have these swords in stock. If you're looking for kind of a faster, overstable driver, we still have quite a few swords. And last disc I'll mention from Trilogy, we have a restock of Raiders in. These ones are in the Biofusion plastic, but it looks like we have some Infusion and we have some Lucid Ice. The Raider is literally my favorite distance driver. I'm not even kidding. This disc goes super far. It's like a slightly less stable, more glidey destroyer is what I would say, and they beat into really good highs or flip discs. I've had a Raider in my bag longer than pretty much any other mold right now, so if you haven't tried a Raider, I cannot emphasize enough how fantastic this disc is. You should really give it a shot. So yeah, that's what we got going on in Trilogy right now. If you haven't tried out Trilogy, they've got fantastic products. You should head over to the site, go to the Trilogy collection, just take a browse. We have a lot of variety in Trilogy, maybe more than anything else.
All right, we are over here at our MVP and Axiom and Streamline part of our warehouse, and I am almost overwhelmed by how much we have of all these discs. But it's a great thing because there's so much variety here, and there are sneaky discs in the MVP discs that a lot of people don't know about. One of which I'll show you is the Spin. Really interesting putter. It's got this cool inside edge where it's like curved in there, and it's a really flippy putter. But I threw this putter for a while, and being in here and feeling it, I'm definitely gonna put it back in my bag because I'm in love with it again. It's got a somewhat AVR feel to it, but it's perfect for you. You just want to throw like a light putter shot on hyzer, and you want it to still stand up and get some turn. And it's just a really easy putter to throw if you just want to throw something soft and still be able to get those turnover shots, which is a really touchy shot that you want for some short courses. And the weekly that we've been playing is a very short course, so it would be really helpful for me for that. So I'm probably going to put it back in my bag. Another disc I was feeling that I haven't thrown that I really want to try out is the Matrix right here. I've been loving the Hex lately. A lot of people know about the Hex. It's an incredible mid-range by MVP, but the Matrix feels similar but a little bit different, but it has a really nice feel to it. I think it's basically a slightly overstable mid-range, but what I love is it comes in their baseline plastic too. We've got their premium one right here in the Proton plastic, and this is sick. It's got like the glitter in there and everything. Feels really, really good. Nice flat top, but I love a baseline mid. I just love the feel of them, and I love to think that I can beat them up to get them to be like flippier, so that I can have a flippy one and then an overstable one of the same mold. And these come in their baseline plastic and they're electron plastic, and this plastic feels really good. Some of the best baseline plastic I've felt, and it feels like it's going to beat up really nicely. And we still have some glitches in stock. If you don't know what the glitch is, it's like a lid style frisbee that is really made for a disc golfer to play catch with, but we've got some people that throw it in rounds, and I was even saying earlier, I literally said to Trevor, I'm putting the glitch in my bag because it feels so great. And it really just has those really nice glidey frisbee shots. If you need up shots like that, those 100-foot up shots, it's perfect for that. But we still have some of those left. Really, we just have almost all the MVP that you could imagine. So if you want to try out any MVP, or you've got some discs from MVP that you love, you've got to check these out because we've got, I mean, I can't imagine there's anything we don't have really. So just check it out and let your hearts go wild with MVP discs. So over here we have the Tour Series Luna. A lot of you know what the Luna is. It's one of Paul Macbeth's, it's one of the PM line discs, and it's an incredible putter. It just is super glidey, super straight, and these Tour Series ones have this really great stamp on it, kind of a little bit of like an 80s vibe, which I really like, a kind of retro looking. And the swirls is like different than a lot of their swirl that they've done in the past. It's almost more like a blown glass like look. That's what it looks like to me, is like if you've ever seen like glass blowing, that's what this plastic looks like. I have picked up, of course, one that everybody would consider ugly, but all the ugly discs I think are super cool. So you got like your Doogie yellows and stuff like that. I think all those discs are really cool. But here's one that most people will also think is cool, is just this nice green, yellow, orange swirl, and they have like these ghost stamps that have kind of that like iridescent look to it. That is super cool. One of my favorite things I see from Discraft these days, or whenever I see these like invisible iridescent stamps. So yeah, we've got the Tour Series Lunas, never gonna let you down, always gonna be a great disc.
All right, I'm standing over here with some of our subscription boxes. If you don't know about our subscription boxes, basically each month we send one out. You can subscribe on our website for either just a few months or just a continuous subscription. And basically each month we do a themed box that comes with 3 premium discs within that theme and then a certain swag item, such as it could be a mini, it could be stickers, it could be a ripped pack, just something along those lines. This month, I can't tell you exactly what's in the box, but we collabed with Kale LaVisca to create this box. So it kind of has some of his influence on it. So if you sign up at any time during the month of December, that is the box you will receive. And then from going forward, each month will be a different theme. So if you haven't checked out our subscription boxes, we highly recommend it. They're very popular and they're a lot of fun getting new things each month that we hand select for you. All right, so one last thing I want to mention is that we are doing a bunch of bundles. This is kind of a last chance Christmas gift that you can get, or if you're just a disc golf enthusiast and like hand-selected bundles, this is a perfect idea for you. If you order this in the next few days, you'll still be able to get them in Christmas. But what we're doing for these bundles is basically, we have a few kind of stock bundles. We're doing putter bundles where you're able to get like 3 or 5 of your putters that you can use to practice with. We're also doing a dark horse bundle that's going to come with like a Brody Smith Frisbee and maybe a hat. We're doing an accessories bundle, but then the main bundles are going to be hand-selected bundles from different personalities and employees at Foundation Disc Golf. So for example, I have a bundle where I've picked 3 of my favorite discs, one of them being the Raider. You're going to be able to see what's in these bundles. They're not like random mystery boxes. I basically went around, Silas has got one, Connor's got one, a bunch of the warehouse employees have got one, and they're going to be 3 discs that those employees personally love, 3 of their favorite discs, and that way you're able to kind of see what we throw and see if they either you just want to try out discs that people like, or maybe your taste aligns with other people's and you want to take advantage of that. So if you're looking for those bundles, they're going to be on our website starting, if you're watching this video on Friday, they're going to be up by 5 p.m. and we're going to have them up for a limited amount of time. They'll probably sell pretty quick, so you want to jump on that pretty early, but we'll kind of have them going for a limited amount of time. Could be a week, just depends on how quick they sell. But to check out the bundles, there's gonna be a bunch of different ones to look through. Make sure to check that out on our website. All right, that's all we've got for the warehouse preview this week. We'll be back next Friday with another one. Until then, we'll see you next time.